30 years ago, the world lost a photographer credited with leading the pop art movement. Andy Warhol's Manhattan Memorial Service was a who's who of Hollywood, music, and the international society. Now, Sarasota is the only city in the world featuring images and remembrances of from Warhol's friends. Now, photographer Christoph van Hohenberg is here with more details. Did I get it? Hensberg?
Pretty close.
There we go.
Von Hohenberg.
Oh. And so you said there's like a way to remember that. What does it mean?
A way to remember
Your name.
Oh, my name. You pronounce it ho, hen, and a berg. Hohenberg.
Hohenberg.
Oh. Okay. All right. All right. So tell us about your exhibit and what inspired it.
What inspired it was Vanity Fair hired me to photograph who was wearing miniskirts and who was showing up at the memorial service. Stephen Sprouse reintroduced the miniskirts back in '82, '83, but nobody was really wearing them. They were all dressed sort of like grays and blacks, etc. And so I kept on shooting. There were no miniskirts, so I just covered all the people I knew coming in and out, and sometimes I waved here and there, and it was mind-boggling, and it was very, very hard to do because you had to compose the photograph. You don't just take snaps. You know, you take a few as you can, but you compose the picture and try to grab that. And that's what I tried to project here with my Raquel Welch photographs and my cathedral photographs.
And so when
well, let me get back to that in a minute. Is that what inspired me to do the book was that after 2 years, I just said, why don't I make a tribute to Andy Warhol? And my friend said, yeah, that's a good idea. So I started writing letters, and my assistant started writing letters to all these people and friends, and they started coming in. And I went for years looking for a publisher. I couldn't find a publisher. So what happens, I had a cocktail party, had all these boxes full of photographs and letters.
And photos of famous people, as we see here.
And they said, what are you doing? These are fantastic. This is so important. I said, really, I'm going to bring a publisher over tomorrow, and we're going to set this up, and here goes the book.
Oh, okay, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so what are we seeing at the exhibit? What kind of pictures are these that we're looking at?
That's Beverly Johnson, and my God, I forgot his name off the top of my head right now, but he's a well-known designer who is no longer with us, I'm
and
afraid.
very much the who's who, as Bobeth mentioned, of
the
society,
world at that moment.
world.
Yeah.
What was it about Andy Warhol that brought all these people out in remembrance of him?
Well, you know, the memorial service was sort of like being invited to, everybody remembers Studio 54. So it's being invited like to a VIP Studio 54 party.
Wow.
Even though it's a funeral.
Andy was the center of attention. That was the memorial because everybody was there.
Right.
At the memorial, that would be at Studio 54. And it's a bit making a comparison of the feeling what it was like then. And what was your question, though, exactly?
Oh no, this makes so much sense. So you're there taking these pictures, and you're seeing some of the who's who of everybody, and then now you're putting all of this together, and in an exhibit that's being shown here. Tell us about the exhibit that's here.
Well, the exhibit that's here, Alfred, Sam Alstedt and Gary Galati and contemporary art, put it all together in a package. They came to New York, and they've been following my work for years. And somehow they came to New York, surprised me at the opening I had in New York about the New York art scene. And they said, why don't you come down and put together a show for Warhol for its 30-year anniversary.
Right.
And I said, the last time somebody asked me that was 20 years ago, and that was George Michaels and Kenny Goss in Dallas, Texas. So, wow, what an honor. So I said, great. And then we're working together, and
I understand a lot of these have never been seen before.
A lot of them have never been seen before.
Wow.
And you brought some examples, like the one in front of us. What is that?
That's Raquel Welch doing her classic. You see, you got to capture that right. You have to read people, and then when you just know they're going to, somebody's calling, they're going to make a move, and she's doing her stance, which is from the Raquel Welch, the famous movie 20 Million BC, and she's got that thing on her. And the poster was she was wearing a loincloth.
Right.
And here she's wearing her fur coat. She's still in the fur business though. And she's got the the stance and everything. You know, and it's classic.
And you also have some, I guess, letters that some of his friends wrote and that are included in this exhibit. Tell me about those.
The letters are fantastic. They're intimate. They're close. It gives you a picture of people's emotions and feelings, but they're fun letters. How we went shopping with Andy and Calvin Klein, and I forgot who else was deciding what color Rolls Royce they should have, or little anecdotes like this, but always upbeat. And,
wow,
and
that's
it gives you another perspective of what the life with Andy, rather than all the other stories about it's always, gee, Andy was like this, or what he did. This
But
gives
more
you an
intimate.
intimate
Yeah.
approach. So the letters are really close little,
Yeah.
And you see the real man, the real person,
Yeah,
instead of the great artist.
through other people's eyes. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yes,
let's look
there-
at another one of the pictures that you have taken and will be on display. Tell us about this.
This is that's Blondie, which is Deborah Harry. The group is called Blondie.
Right.
People always mix that up. And that's Stephen Sprouse. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years after that. But this is sort of one of my favorites. It's kind of very rock and rollish and really explains or shows the times, the way the attitude is and everything.
And how ironic that you were
Yes.
sent there to take pictures of mini skirts. Like, Linda, I know you loved that because that all comes down to that, doesn't it?
But there were none. They'd already sort of gone out by then.
They're gone. They were just coming back in about 3 or 4 years later. They started coming back in.
You're a
Stephen
man
Sprouse-
before your time.
Oh yes, darling.
All right, well, thank you so much, Christoph. Now, Remembering Warhol is at the Gallery Alfstead and Contemporary. It's going to be on March the 3rd through April the 1st. For more information, visit alfsteadand.com. And for a special preview of the Sarasota Opera, stay with us. We'll be right back.
And we'll have a book signing.
Oh, you will.